Good morning, beloved family in Christ. Before the sun even rises over the horizon, heaven is already at work on your behalf. There is a stirring in the Spirit today, a whisper from the throne room of God, and it says, "My favor is chasing you down. My doors are opening where none existed before." This morning, we are not just here to speak into the air. We are here to activate our faith, to align our hearts with heaven, and to witness the supernatural unfold in our lives. Because prayer, my friends, is not a ritual, it is power. It is the bridge between your struggle and God's solution. It is the turning point, the meeting place where desperation touches the divine and chains begin to break. And oh, how many times we have seen it happen. I have heard stories. You have heard stories, real people, real battles, real breakthroughs. A mother who prayed for her prodigal son for 10 long years, and one morning, he walked back through her front door with tears in his eyes and Jesus in his heart. A man who had lost everything, his job, his family, his hope, but in the darkest valley, he kept praying, kept believing, and today he stands as a testimony of restoration. A woman diagnosed with a terminal illness, told she had weeks to live, but she fasted. She prayed, and today she worships with her church, completely healed. These are not just coincidences. They are the fingerprints of God on the lives of those who dared to believe when everything looked broken. So I ask you, what are you waiting for today? What closed door has kept you pacing outside, knocking with trembling hands? What burden has weighed down your heart for too long? What breakthrough do you need? Because this is not just another morning, this is a divine appointment. A moment saturated with the presence of the living God. And I declare to you, His favor is chasing you. Open doors are coming, not by your striving, but by His grace, not by chance, but by divine design. This morning, let every lie of the enemy be silenced. Let every voice that said you will never make it be drowned out by the thunder of God's promise. I know the plans I have for you, plans to prosper you, to give you hope, to give you a future. So lean in, open your heart, lift your eyes. Because what is coming is greater than what is been. Healing is coming, restoration is coming, peace is coming. Promotion is coming, and it is not because of who we are, but because of who He is. As we move into this time of prayer and devotion, come with expectancy. Come boldly, because the God who split seas, shut lions' mouths, and raised the dead is here, and He is moving. Let us prepare to encounter Him like never before. Amen. Dear Heavenly Father, from the very first breath of this morning, I declare with boldness and unwavering faith, your favor is chasing me. I do not run from it, I run into it. I embrace it. I believe in it. I receive it. Because you, O Lord, are the God of abundant grace, of overflowing mercy, and of supernatural breakthrough. You are the one who opens doors no man can shut, who parts the sea when I stand at the shore, who makes a way where there is no way. And today, my heart is anchored in that truth that you the Almighty are not distant, not passive, but active in my life. Right now, in this very moment, I lift up my voice to you in holy expectation, because I know that something is shifting in the spirit. Heaven is responding to my cry. Every whispered prayer, every tear shed in silence, every moment of doubt surrendered to faith has not gone unnoticed by you. Lord, you are moving behind the scenes, even when I cannot see. Your favor is not an accident, it is a promise. And I cling to that promise like a lifeline in the deep. I thank you, God, that your favor is not reserved for the perfect, the polished, or the proud, but for the humble, the hungry, the hopeful, and that includes me. I may not have done everything right, but I know I am covered by the righteousness of Christ. I may have stumbled in weakness, but I rise today clothed in your strength. I declare that I am not forgotten, not forsaken, not disqualified. I am chosen, and your goodness is pursuing me like a mighty river. God, I pray for divine access, for doors to open in places I never even knocked. I pray for sudden opportunities, divine appointments, an unexplainable favor that cannot be earned, only received. I pray for the wind of your Spirit to blow open the gates that have long been shut, doors of healing, of reconciliation, of promotion, of purpose. I call them open in Jesus' name, not by might, not by power, but by your Spirit. Father, crush every spirit of delay, every spirit of fear, every lie that says this is the end. Know this is the beginning of miracles, of restoration, of divine turnaround. This is the hour when chains are broken and blessings are released. This is the moment when heaven touches earth, when the dry bones rise, when the wilderness blooms again, because your presence changes everything. I speak against every voice of doubt, every whisper of the enemy that tells me I am not worthy. You have made me worthy. You have called me beloved. You have placed your hand upon me, and what you bless, no curse can touch. What you open, no man can close. I declare in faith that favor is my inheritance. I do not beg for scraps at the table. I sit as a child of the King, and the table has already been prepared before me, even in the presence of my enemies. God, I feel that something is stirring, something is shifting, a holy acceleration, a divine promotion. You are lifting me from the shadows into the light, from obscurity into purpose, from fear into fire. There is oil being poured over my head this morning, fresh oil. And where the enemy tried to delay me, you are now launching me. Where the door was once closed, it is now swinging wide open with divine force. You have gone before me as the waymaker, and now I walk through with confidence, not in myself, but in you. Holy Spirit, flood this space, drench my heart, awaken my spirit to the truth that I am surrounded by favor as with a shield. Let every fiber of my being respond to your goodness today. Fill my tongue with declarations of life. Fill my steps with boldness. Let my thoughts be guarded by truth, and my hands be empowered to build what you have assigned to me. Today I move not in fear, but in fierce faith. I lift up every burdened heart listening now, those who feel shut out, locked down, forgotten. God, breathe hope into their lungs. Speak life into their silence. Let them feel your hand unlocking places they thought were permanently sealed. Let them see with spiritual eyes that you are not only present, but paving the way ahead of them. I pray for miracles that defy logic, for breakthroughs that confound experts, for testimonies that glorify you and you alone. You are the God who raises the lowly, who exalts the faithful, who rescues the desperate, who empowers the weak. And right now, I call forth the evidence of your favor in relationships, in careers, in healing, in provision, in restoration of all that has been stolen. This is not the season of delay, this is the season of open doors. And I walk through them with praise on my lips and fire in my soul. Every chain is breaking. Every curse is reversing. Every prayer is rising like incense before your throne. And heaven is answering not tomorrow, not someday, but now, because faith is now and you are faithful. The atmosphere is changing. The heavens are declaring your glory, and I, your child, declare with all authority given through Christ Jesus, God's favor is chasing me down, and the doors you open for me shall remain open forever. So take me, Lord, through the unfamiliar with unwavering confidence that you are already there. I do not need to have all the answers when I know the one who is the answer. I do not need every door to be visible if I trust the one who opens them in his perfect time. You are the author of my story, and though some chapters may begin in sorrow or struggle, I trust that every page is leading toward redemption, purpose, and fulfillment in you. When I feel the weight of responsibility press heavy on my shoulders, remind me that it is not mine to carry alone. You are not a distant overseer, you are my closest advocate, my burden sharer, my strength in weakness, my voice when I can find my own. You remind me that favor is not a demand for perfection, but an invitation to partnership, to let you lead, to let you empower, to let you cover what I cannot. So I lift up every area of my life, the things seen and unseen, and lay them at your feet. My dreams, my fears, my uncertainties, my hopes, my questions that have no answers, my wounds that still bleed in silence, my longings that remain unfulfilled. I hold nothing back from you, because I trust you with the whole of me. I believe you are not intimidated by my brokenness, but moved by it, drawn to heal, to mend, to restore what was once shattered. And I ask for favor not just to elevate me, but to transform me. Let it shape my heart before it lifts my platform. Let it renew my mind before it expands my reach. Let it deepen my compassion before it increases my influence. I want to be trusted with more, only when I have learned to treasure the little. I want to be elevated only when my posture remains low before you. Let my character grow taller than my visibility, and my obedience run deeper than any applause. Even now, I sense you are releasing fresh vision, not the kind that simply excites, but the kind that grounds, that gives meaning to the mundane, that renews strength in the daily walk, that reminds me why I am here, not to impress, but to impact, not to accumulate, but to advance the kingdom, not to build monuments to myself, but to create altars where others might encounter you. And in that vision, I see you calling me higher, not higher in status, but in surrender, higher in humility, higher in courage, higher in love that lays itself down without needing recognition. A higher way, the way of the cross, the way of sacrifice, the way of intimacy that leads to overflow. And I say, yes, Lord, even when it is costly, even when it is uncomfortable, even when it contradicts what the world calls success. I say yes, because I would rather walk through the doors you open than force myself through the ones you have closed. I would rather wait in the hallway with you than run ahead into a room you have never entered. I would rather be hidden in the cleft of the rock than be seen without your covering. And I know now that is where favor dwells, in the hidden places, in the humble hearts, in the yielded lives who choose to listen instead of perform. Continue writing your story through me, God, in every breath, every step, every word I speak. Let my life be evidence that when you place your favor on someone, no circumstance can steal it, no enemy can block it, no detour can derail it, because what you ordain, no one can undo, and what you bless, you sustain. And so I remain in this posture of surrender, not waiting for permission to be loved, not searching for signs that I am enough, but fully convinced that I already carry what I need, because I carry you. You are the treasure in this earthen vessel. You are the light that cannot be extinguished. You are the power that lifts me beyond human limitation. And where your spirit is, there is liberty, not just to survive, but to soar. So let my daily life become an offering, Lord, a living, breathing altar where every act of obedience is worship, and every step taken in faith is a declaration that I belong to you. Let me not compartmentalize sacred and ordinary, but see you in it all, in the quietness of the morning, in the work of my hands, in the passing conversations, in the stillness between the noise. Let each moment be an opportunity to commune with you, to align with heaven's rhythm, and to invite your presence deeper into the fabric of my life. Lord, let favor not become a destination, but a lifestyle, a constant awareness that I walk under an open heaven, that I am marked by your delight, that I am walking in alignment with divine orchestration. And in that awareness, make me more aware of others. Let the favor I walk in become the soil in which others are lifted. Make me a bridge where others find their way to you. Let the light on me never blind, but always guide. Let my life never hoard blessing, but become a wellspring of generosity, love, and mercy. Keep me sensitive to divine appointments. Father, let me not be so focused on the future that I miss the person you placed in front of me today. Let me not be so consumed by the dream that I forget to live with compassion. Give me eyes to see the hurting, ears to hear the silent cries, and hands ready to carry burdens that are not mine alone. For favor is not just about open doors for me, it is about opening doors for others through me. I ask you to make me faithful in the in-between, in the space between the promise and the fulfillment, in the long stretches where nothing seems to change outwardly, but everything is being built inwardly. Help me to love the process as much as the promise, to stay steady when the path wins longer than expected, to remain rooted in truth when emotions try to sway me. Because maturity does not come in moments of arrival. It is formed in the walking, in the waiting, in the wilderness where trust is refined, and in those places where my humanity feels fragile, where insecurity creeps in, where weariness weighs me down, come like rushing water and refresh my soul. Remind me that I am not carrying this mantle alone. You are the lifter of my head. You are the keeper of my calling. You are the one who goes before and stands behind, who surrounds me in every direction with protection, wisdom, and grace that cannot be measured. And Lord, when the voices of discouragement rise, when criticism wounds, when rejection stings, when misunderstanding isolates, help me return quickly to the secret place. Let my heart be quick to retreat, not into hiding, but into you. Let me be anchored not by the opinions of man, but by the voice that thundered over Jesus and now echoes over me. You are my beloved, in whom I am well pleased. I want to live from that place, the place of already being loved, already being chosen, already being enough, not striving for approval, but resting in it, not proving my worth, but reflecting yours. Let favor never become a mask I wear to hide brokenness, but a light that radiates from a heart healed by intimacy with you. For favor is not a performance. It is a posture, the posture of surrender, of worship, of complete dependence on a faithful God. And when favor causes me to rise, help me rise low. Let promotion never pull me away from the posture of prayer. Let success never silence my hunger for your word. Let expansion never shrink my dependence on grace. May every platform you place beneath my feet only lift my eyes higher to you. May I never forget the floor where I once wept, cried out, and learned to worship before anything ever looked like breakthrough. Keep me there, God, not stuck, but grounded, not fearful, but reverent. Let me move forward without losing the wonder. Let me build without forgetting the blueprint of the Spirit. Let me dream big but remain childlike. For the kingdom belongs to those who trust like children, who lean without needing proof, who follow without demanding the full picture. That is the posture I want, not just to do mighty works for you, but to walk closely with you, step by sacred step. So let this day, Lord, not pass by without my soul acknowledging your movement in it. Even if the skies are gray and answers delayed, even if circumstances seem unchanged, I will not measure this day by results, but by revelation, the revelation that you are here, present, involved, and speaking. Open the eyes of my heart to see where you are placing your fingerprints, not only in the miracles I hope for, but in the moments I often overlook. And when my flesh longs to rush ahead, to fix things in my own strength, teach me to pause. Teach me to breathe deep in the stillness of trust. Teach me that sometimes the most powerful thing I can do is be still and know that you are God. Not to be inactive, but to be surrendered. Not to stop hoping, but to stop controlling. Let your peace be the governor of my every action, and your wisdom the light that filters every thought. Let me not just be a recipient of favor, but a guardian of it. Let me carry it with integrity. Let me protect what you have entrusted to me by walking humbly, quietly, and wisely. Help me to discern the timing of revelation, when to speak, when to stay silent, when to move, and when to wait. Not everything you give is meant to be displayed. Some favor is sacred, meant to be nurtured in secret until its fullness is ready to be revealed. And when favor places me in rooms I once only imagined, remind me that I am not there to prove myself, but to represent you. Let my presence in those spaces not reflect my own ambition, but your compassion. Let me carry your heart into every environment. Whether it is a boardroom or a prayer room, a crowded platform or a quiet kitchen, let my eyes be set on impact, not image. Let my soul pursue purpose, not performance. Give me the grace to handle open doors with spiritual maturity, that I would walk through them, not only with boldness, but with discernment, that I would recognize the weight of what waits on the other side. And though it may require more of me, cost more from me, pull more through me, still I say yes because you are the one leading. And wherever you lead, there is life. And if favor brings trials along with it, if promotion exposes pressure, if elevation attracts attack, let me not grow weary. Let me not resent the responsibility that comes with answered prayers. Instead, teach me to steward the increase with eyes fixed on you, hands held open, and knees that still bend in reverence. Let no crown ever tempt me to lift my head higher than your feet. Let no applause ever be louder than the whisper of your spirit. Father, I want my life to be fruitful, not just successful. I want to be a tree planted by streams of living water, bearing fruit in every season. Leaves that do not wither, roots that run deep. Let favor not come and go like passing weather, but remain as a testament to abiding in you. For apart from you, I can do nothing. Apart from you, all doors lead to emptiness. But with you, even closed doors become classrooms. Even delays become deliverance. So shape me, Lord, not only into someone who prays for favor, but someone who lives worthy of it, not in self-righteousness, but in daily surrender, in radical trust, in pure devotion. Let my life be evidence that your presence changes everything, that when you walk into a story, the ending is rewritten, that when you breathe over ashes, beauty arises, that when you place your hand on someone, they walk in rooms they never thought they would enter and carry peace they never thought they would feel. And if I ever forget, remind me gently, not with shame, but with truth. Call me back to the secret place. Whisper my name until I remember where I belong. Draw me back to the quiet waters, to the green pastures, to the table you have prepared. For no matter how far I wander, favor never stops pursuing. It follows me not because I chase it, but because I chase you. So as your favor keeps chasing after me, Lord, let it not only change the path I walk, but transform the posture of my heart. Let it teach me to love deeper, forgive quicker, and extend mercy more freely. Let it stretch my spirit beyond comfort, calling me into the places where compassion is costly and kindness is inconvenient. For what good is open access to blessings if I cannot pour those blessings into the lives of others? Remind me daily that I am blessed to be a blessing. That favor is never meant to terminate with me. It is a river, not a reservoir. It flows so others may drink. It overflows so the dry places around me can be revived. Use me, Lord, to carry favor into barren places, into broken hearts. Wounded families. Hopeless streets. Forgotten rooms. Let my words be healing. My presence be light. My hands be extension of your own compassion. And when the weight of your call feels too great, when favor brings assignments that stretch my courage and test my obedience, anchor me in the memory of every moment you carried me before. Let the testimony of past deliverance give me strength for the current challenge. Let the echo of your faithfulness be louder than the roar of uncertainty. I do not walk alone. You are the shepherd who never leaves. You are the light that never dims. You are the voice that never stops speaking. I surrender again, not because I am weak, but because surrender is where true strength begins. The kind of strength that does not come from willpower, but from being upheld by grace. The strength that rises not from striving, but from resting in you. Teach me to wage war from the place of worship, not through clenched fists, but through lifted hands, not with anxious thoughts, but with declarations of truth soaked in your promises. And if you call me into deeper waters, I will go. Even if I do not know how to swim in what lies ahead, I trust that you will not let me sink. I trust that your arms will carry me farther than my feet could ever go, because I was never meant to navigate favor in my own strength. I was meant to float on the current of your spirit, to be led by the breath of heaven, to live in a rhythm that beats in time with your heart. So dismantle every lie that says I am unworthy of what you are releasing. Tear down every inner wall built from past failures and spoken curses. Erase every false narrative I have believed about who I am. Rewire my mind to agree with your truth. Let my soul come into harmony with what heaven already says. That I am a child of promise, a vessel of light, a carrier of favor, a temple of the living God. I give you full permission. Lord, invade every room of my heart. Let no corner remain hidden, untouched, or protected from transformation. Even the spaces I have locked for years, the ones where old pain has settled like dust sweep. Through them with mercy. Let the wind of your spirit rush in like fresh breath. Let the light of your truth pierce like morning sun through heavy curtains. Let every dead thing rise to life, not just for my sake, but so that I may truly reflect the wholeness you came to bring. May favor not just decorate my life, but sanctify it. Not just adorn me, but reform me. Not just elevate me, but deliver me. Deliver me from the need to prove myself, from the temptation to compare, from the pressure to perform, from the fear of falling short. Let me be free to walk in authenticity, flawed but forgiven, limited but anointed, human but filled with divine purpose. Let every open door be a doorway into deeper trust. Let each new opportunity be an altar of dependence. Let me rise with boldness, but never without you. Let my name be known in heaven before it is ever spoken on earth. Let my influence grow only as fast as my intimacy with you deepens. For what good is favor if it pulls me away from the one who gives it? And even as I walk further into all that you have prepared, Lord, I ask that you protect me from becoming consumed with outcomes. Let my heart remain anchored in obedience, not results. Let me celebrate progress without becoming attached to pace. If the journey is slower than expected, let me rejoice that I am still moving. If the door takes time to open, let me thank you for the preparation you are doing in secret. Let not delay feel like punishment. Let it feel like love in motion. When doors swing wide and the spotlight finds me, teach me to stay hidden in you. Let the world see the fruit, but know that the roots run deep in the quiet of your presence. Let them see success and be pointed to the source. Let them admire the breakthrough, but encounter the breaker of chains. Let every compliment become a crown I lay at your feet. Let every recognition be redirected to the one who authored every good thing in me. And when I stumble, when I fall under the pressure of growth or the weight of responsibility, do not let shame become my master. Lift me gently. Remind me that grace is not just for my beginning, but for every step of the way. Let your kindness meet me in every misstep. Your mercy cover me in every moment I feel unworthy, and your truth silence the condemnation that tries to creep in. For you do not call the perfect, you perfect the called. And as your favor increases upon my life, Lord, deepen my compassion for the unseen and the overlooked. Let me never become so focused on reaching higher that I forget to reach down. Let me recognize that favor is not measured by personal gain, but by how much love I pour out. Let me feed the hungry, clothe the broken, comfort the grieving, and welcome the outcast. Let favor be the fuel that drives me toward greater service, not greater self. I ask you to interrupt me when I become too busy to notice the miracles in motion. Let me see you in the laughter of a child, the embrace of a friend, the quiet moment of clarity in the middle of a chaotic day. Let me recognize favor in the breath I draw, the strength I still have, the grace that meets me before my feet hit the floor. Let not familiarity steal my gratitude. Let not routine blind me to wonder. For every moment is a gift, and every breath a testimony that you are not finished with me yet. And if you call me to new territory, to walk roads I have never walked, into spaces I feel unqualified to enter, remind me that I am not there by accident, that favor is not dependent on credentials, but on calling, that you place people where your glory can shine the brightest, often through weakness, often through trembling obedience. Let me show up even when I feel small, knowing you are the one who enlarges capacity and strengthens the timid heart. Let me never confuse comfort with calling, never allow ease to dictate direction, never assume that open doors come without cost. Teach me to welcome the weight of the mantle you have placed on my shoulders, not because I am strong, but because I am surrendered. Let me grow into the favor you have given me, grow in maturity, in purity, in clarity. Let every elevation come with deeper consecration. Refine my motives, Lord. Burn away the desire to be admired. Strip me of any pride that feeds on attention. Let me crave your approval more than applause. Let my heart long for heaven's affirmation more than man's celebration. And when success comes, let me carry it lightly. Let me hold loosely what the world would clutch tightly. Let me be willing to lay down every crown if it ever distracts me from your feet. You are my first love. Let no blessing become a rival to that love. Let no opportunity outshine my hunger for you. Let no assignment replace my affection. Let me always return to the secret place, where favor began not in front of others, but alone with you. Let the oil that flows in public be sustained by the fire that burns in private. And if I ever forget, whisper again, draw me back gently, persistently, faithfully, as only you can. So continue to draw me, Father, with cords of loving kindness that stretch beyond my understanding. When I wander toward self-reliance or drift into distraction, pull me back with gentleness. Let conviction be sweet, not shaming. Let correction be filled with the warmth of your grace. For I am not afraid of being shaped by your hand, I long for it. I trust that every touch from you, even the painful ones, is for my good. You are the potter, and I am the clay, and I welcome the wheel. The pressure, the forming that fashions me more fully into the vessel you dreamed of before I ever drew breath. And in seasons where I cannot feel the shaping, where progress feels invisible, where my prayers seem to echo into silence, teach me to remain. Teach me to abide in the waiting. Remind me that roots grow in stillness, not in spectacle. That you are always more concerned with the depth of my foundation than the speed of my advancement. Let me not despise the hidden years, the quiet obedience, the day-by-day yes that builds a life of true favor. Let me trust that the favor you give me will never exceed what I am ready to carry, that in your mercy you withhold what would crush me until I am strong enough to steward it. Lord, protect me from becoming so focused on destination that I miss the beauty of dependence. Let my journey be marked by intimacy more than accomplishment. Let every step forward be walked hand in hand with you, not because I am afraid to walk alone, but because I simply refuse to. There is nowhere I would rather be than near you. Nowhere I would rather go than where you are already waiting. And if ever I am tempted to compare my path to another's, to wonder why their doors seem wider, their progress faster, their opportunities more abundant, pull my gaze gently but firmly back to you. You are not the God of competition. You are the God of calling. And my calling is not lesser because it looks different. Teach me to celebrate others without questioning myself. Teach me that your favor is personal, purposeful, and perfectly timed for every unique life you have authored. I lay down every illusion of control, every internal timeline, every self-imposed deadline, every fear that whispers I am behind. I renounce the lie that I need to rush to prove I am worthy or perform to be seen. I embrace your pace. I surrender to your rhythm. I walk, not in anxiety, but in assurance, because you are never late. You are never caught off guard. You are not reacting to circumstances. You are orchestrating glory. And in every room you send me into, help me discern whether I am meant to speak or to listen, to lead or to learn, to build or to bless. Let me not assume I know the reason for the invitation. Let me inquire of you. Let me be so tethered to your voice that I cannot be manipulated by praise, nor shaken by rejection. Let me stand firm, even when the ground beneath me seems unfamiliar, because my footing is not on circumstance, it is on crest. Let favor not make me harder, but softer, not distant, but more approachable, not insulated, but more generous. Let me be the kind of person who carries breakthrough, but walks humbly. Let my life be a shelter for those in storm, a table for those who hunger, a safe place for the weary to encounter the peace of Jesus in everything I do. Remind me that to whom much is given, much is required, not in burden, but in responsibility, not in pressure, but in privilege. Let me see favor as an assignment to shine light into dark places, not merely to experience comfort. Let me hold every blessing with open hands and eyes fixed on eternity, never confusing temporal success with eternal significance. So even now, as I reflect on the magnitude of all you have entrusted me with, I ask for a heart that can carry it rightly, not with pride, but with praise, not with entitlement, but with enduring gratitude. Let me never forget that everything I have, every door opened, every opportunity given, every moment lived in peace and purpose, it all flows from your goodness. I am not the source, only the vessel. I am not the light, but the one who bears it. I am not the answer, but the one who points to the one who is. And as you continue to increase my capacity, increase also my compassion. Let me not become so focused on outcomes that I forget the people. Let me never see assignments as tasks alone, but as souls to be touched, hearts to be healed, burdens to be lifted in your name. Give me eyes to see beyond the surface, to recognize pain hiding behind success, to hear fear buried beneath confidence, to love without condition, even when it is inconvenient or goes unseen. Lord, strip away the need to be impressive. Let me be impactful instead. Let me trade performance for presence, hurry for holiness, and popularity for purpose. Let the applause of man never drown out the whisper of your spirit. And if you ever hide me for a season, I will not resent it. I will trust that the same God who promotes is the one who protects. I will trust that obscurity is not a punishment, but a place of preservation, a time of deeper cultivation, of clearer vision, of purer motives. When the spotlight fades and the crowd quiets, let me still be found singing. When the stage is empty and the door closes behind me, let my soul still burn with devotion. For it is not the platform that sustains me, it is your presence. It is not public favor that fills me, it is private fellowship. You are not interested in what I can perform, but in who I become when no one else is watching. And so I yield myself, again and again, to the refining of your spirit. I do not want the kind of favor that is loud but fleeting. I want the kind that grows deep roots, that outlasts seasons, that remains when feelings shift and circumstances shake. The kind that does not depend on headlines or metrics or opinions, but is rooted in the eternal reality of being known and loved by you. Let that be my greatest achievement, that I walked closely with my God, that I lived fully surrendered, that I obeyed when it was hard, gave when it hurt, served when it cost me, and believed even when I could not see. Even now, Lord, I feel you calling me deeper still, beyond comfort, beyond reputation, beyond convenience, into the sacred risk of true obedience, into the waters where feet fail but faith flourishes, into the kind of living that makes no sense apart from grace. I want that kind of life, not one built by safety or strategy, but by the breath of your spirit and the fire of your voice. So take me wherever you will. Lead me wherever you desire. Just do not let me go without you. And if along the way I must endure resistance, misunderstanding, loneliness, or delay, let me count it all joy. Let me remember that favor often attracts warfare, not because you have left me, but because I have stepped into alignment with heaven's agenda. So when the enemy comes in like a flood, let your spirit lift up a standard. Let me be armed not with fear, but with faith. Let me respond not with panic, but with praise. Let me fight not for survival, but from victory, the victory already secured in Christ. Lord, let my life be poured out as an offering. Let my time, my voice, my talents, my strength, my dreams, let them all burn for something bigger than me. Let me die empty, having held nothing back, having stewarded every drop of favor, every open door, every divine opportunity with full devotion to your purposes, not chasing legacy, but fulfilling calling, not building a name, but lifting up yours. So let my soul be ever positioned in expectancy, Lord, not entitlement, but holy anticipation. Let me wake each day not wondering if you will move, but where you will move. Let my spirit be trained to recognize the subtle movements of your hand, the whispers that stir the atmosphere, the small beginnings that carry great promise. Let no encounter be dismissed as coincidence, no moment wasted through distraction. Make me a watchman of wonder, one who is ready to rejoice, even when the miracle still looks like a seed. And when the pressure mounts, when new levels bring unfamiliar weight, when favor reveals more than I expected, let me not retreat into doubt, but rise into dependency. Let me lean harder into you. Let every demand placed on my life press me deeper into the source of my strength. Let every challenge become an invitation to grow, to expand, to rely more radically on your power and not my own ability. I do not fear the weight, because I trust in the shoulders that carry it through me. Give me courage, Father, to keep choosing obedience even when the rewards are not immediate. Help me to be faithful in the unseen places, in private disciplines, in quiet sacrifices, in unseen intercessions, trusting that you who sees in secret will reward in ways far beyond the visible. Let favor never be a replacement for the process. Let it be a sign that the process has produced something in me worth carrying forward. Let there be no part of me that clings to the approval of man more than the pleasure of your gaze. Tear down the idols I did not know. I built the applause I depended on, the validation I secretly craved. Make my heart so fixed on eternity that I can walk through both celebration and criticism with equal peace. That whether I am surrounded by cheers or walking alone through silence, I remain steadfast, unmoved, and anchored in you. And when doors close, let me not interpret it as failure. Let me see your fingerprints even on closed frames and locked gates. Remind me that not every delay is denial. Not every detour is a disaster. Sometimes, favor is in the no. Sometimes, love says wait. Sometimes, Mercy holds us back from what we are not yet prepared to steward. And in those moments, let trust rise louder than disappointment. Let my praise remain even when understanding escapes me. If you prune me, it is because I am fruitful. If you discipline me, it is because I am loved. If you stretch me, it is because you are preparing a greater capacity. I will not resist the shaping hand of a father who sees what I cannot, who dreams bigger than I dare to ask, and who writes stories beyond my imagination. So even when the pages turn with mystery, I will read on with hope. Let favor never isolate me. Let it drive me deeper into community. Let it open my heart to those running alongside me, to those who've walked ahead, and to those who look to me for guidance. Teach me to carry favor with humility and stewardship, not control or superiority. Remind me that the greatest leaders are the greatest servants, that the highest honor is not to be celebrated, but to kneel and wash feet. Let every part of my character echo the kindness of Christ. Let the way I speak, the way I wait, the way I treat the forgotten, the way I handle pressure, let it all reflect you. Make me more than a person who experiences favor. Make me a person who reflects the favor of God through every word, every decision, every action. Let people encounter you not just around me, but through me. So let my every breath, my every heartbeat, become a rhythm of communion with you. Let there be no part of my day untouched by awareness of your presence, whether in joy or sorrow, in strength or weariness, in action or rest. May my inner life be so saturated with your spirit that everything external flows from the quiet assurance that I am held, led, and chosen by the King of Glory. Let me never confuse activity for intimacy. Teach me to sit before you long enough for my striving to quiet down and my soul to remember who you are. Teach me to wait well, not impatiently, not anxiously, but with eyes lifted and hands open. Let my life be marked by a holy rhythm, poured out, then filled again, moving only at the pace of grace. Running only when you say run, waiting without fear when you say pause. And when I am entrusted with the hearts of others, with their wounds, their hopes, their questions, let me handle them as you do, gently, wisely, and with eternal compassion. Let me never use favor to impress, but always to invest. Let me be a voice of encouragement, a bearer of truth wrapped in love, a safe place for honesty, and a gentle reminder that God's mercy is greater than their mistake. May I never outgrow wonder. May I never become so familiar with miracles that I stop marveling. May I never become so seasoned that I lose childlike faith. Favor is not just about access, it is about awe. Let me stand in awe every day of the doors you open, the peace you release, the comfort you offer, and the beauty of walking with you, step by sacred step. And when I see you bless someone else, when I see doors swing wide for them before they do for me, let my heart rejoice. Let jealousy die where joy is born. Let me celebrate their testimony with the same passion I would celebrate my own. For their breakthrough is proof that you are near. Their miracle is evidence that you are moving. And if you did it for them, I know you can do it for me in your time, in your way, for your glory. I ask for the kind of faith that does not flinch when the winds rise, that does not shake when the ground trembles, that does not shrink back when the road is narrow and lonely. Root me so deeply in the truth of your word that even when feelings fail, my foundation holds. Remind me that favor is not always the absence of trouble, but the nearness of your hand through it all. Let your voice be louder than the storm. Let your truth be louder than the accuser. Let your love be louder than the echo of my past. Let everything false fall away in the light of your presence. I want to live unburdened by guilt, unchained from fear, free from the need to earn what you already died to give me freely. Let favor not just change my situation, let it change my mind, renew my thinking, reshape my perspective, and cause me to see every battle, every blessing, through the lens of victory in Christ. I lay down every weight now, every fear of failure, every memory of rejection, every dream I buried 'cause disappointment whispered it was too late. I lay them at your feet, not in despair, but in trust, because you are the Redeemer of time, the restorer of broken pieces, the God who brings water out of rocks and raises dry bones back to life. There is nothing wasted in your kingdom. You use it all, the pain, the waiting, the loss, the lesson, all of it is woven into something beautiful. And if the only door that opens today is the one to your presence, I will walk through it again and again. I will choose the altar over the stage. I will choose the oil over the image. I will choose the secret place over the spotlight. Because this communion with you is the greatest favor I could ever know. It is more than enough. So I walk on, not just toward destiny, but with you beside me. I carry favor not as a badge, but as a mantle, not to lift me up, but to lift others with me. Not to make my name great, but to make your name known. Let this be the legacy I leave behind. Not success, but surrender. Not fame, but faithfulness. Not ambition fulfilled, but a life emptied of self and filled with the Spirit of the living God. And wherever this journey leads, Lord, let it be said that I loved you with my whole heart, that I trusted you when it made no sense, that I followed you when the way was narrow and hard, that I gave you my yes again and again, no matter the cost, that I did not chase favor for my own glory, but allowed favor to chase me as I chased after you. And as I continue walking forward into the unknown with you, Lord, let my steps echo trust, not tension. Let my movement be fueled not by desperation, but by deep conviction that you are ordering every detail. Let each step of obedience become a footprint of faith on the soil of promise. Even if I cannot yet see the landscape you have prepared, I know it is rich with destiny, shaped by your sovereign hands, watered by every prayer I have ever whispered in the dark. And if this journey brings me through valleys before mountaintops, I will still lift my hands. I will still raise my voice. I will still declare that you are good, not just in triumph, but in trial, not just in light, but in shadow. Let my praise be consistent, not circumstantial. Let it rise like incense on weary days and victorious days alike, because it is not rooted in what I have, it is rooted in who you are. Remind me, Lord, that favor is not measured by external markers alone. It is found in peace that surpasses understanding. It is found in clarity that comes in prayer. It is found in the stillness that silences anxiety. Sometimes favor looks like open doors. Yes, but sometimes it looks like closed ones that protect me from what I cannot yet see. And when you close a door, help me to thank you, even through tears. Let me remember that every divine no holds the power of a greater yes. And when you open doors I never even knew to knock on, let me walk through them with reverence. Let me not question my worthiness, but affirm your goodness. Let me not tremble with imposter syndrome, but stand firm in identity. You did not bring me this far to abandon me. You did not fill me with promise to leave me half-built. You are completing what you began perfectly, faithfully, completely. So let me enter each new space clothed in humility and boldness. Let me carry your presence more than I carry plans. Let the fragrance of Christ go before me, so that even before I speak, hearts are softened. Atmospheres shift, and heaven has already gone ahead. I do not walk into rooms to claim my place. I walk in to reveal yours. Let your glory fill the space through my surrendered obedience. And in all the places I go, make me a builder not just of things, but of people. Let me be a voice of courage where fear has taken root. Let me be a hand of restoration where hope has been lost. Let me be a reminder that grace is still available, that redemption is still real, and that purpose still pulses beneath the surface of every life, no matter how shattered it may appear. I do not want to live a life that merely receives blessings. I want to live one that releases them. Let the overflow of favor upon me become a well others can draw from. Let it refresh the exhausted, inspire the discouraged, and awaken faith in those who have gone numb. Let them look at my story and not just admire the outcome. Let them seek the source. Let everything I do point back to you. Even now, Father, I feel you healing old places I had forgotten needed attention. I feel you restoring vision I laid down too soon. I sense you breathing fresh fire into dreams I was too afraid to touch again. Your favor is not just about promotion, it is about resurrection. You are reviving what I thought was too late, too lost, too broken. You are making all things new, not someday, but even now. So I dare to dream again. I dare to believe again. I dare to ask again, not because I demand anything, but because I know you delight in giving. You are not reluctant. You are a God who rejoices in being trusted, a Father who loves to surprise his children. So here I am, holding nothing back, expecting not just provision, but presence, not just advancement, but intimacy, not just outcomes, but transformation from the inside out. And as you continue to write my story, I will not rush the ink. I will not skip ahead. I will not try to edit what you are carefully crafting. Let every chapter reflect grace. Let every paragraph resound with surrender. Let every line declare that the author of this life is good, wise, just, and holy. And if others read my life before they ever read the Bible, let it be enough to draw them to your heart. So let this be the evidence of my life, Lord, that I followed where you led, even when I did not understand, that I loved without hesitation, even when it cost me, that I sowed in tears but reaped in joy, that I believed when I had every reason to give up, that I stood in faith not because the way was easy, but because you never failed me. Let the legacy of my journey be that I walked with God, that I trusted His voice above all others and valued His presence more than any prize. And in the quiet hours when no one is watching, when the accolades fade and the noise disappears, let those moments be where the truest parts of me are formed, where I am not striving, not performing, but simply being your beloved, your chosen, your dwelling place. Let favor be the overflow of that secret communion, not a substitute for it. Let everything outward begin inward, and everything visible be rooted in what is unseen but eternal. Father, continue to train my heart to respond to you immediately without hesitation. Without question, let my yes be ready, even before you ask. Let my life be postured in full surrender so that obedience is not a struggle, but a reflex of love. You have proven yourself so many times through storms that passed, through mountains moved, through provision that came just in time, through doors that opened when I least expected. You are not just the God of the breakthrough, you are the God who breaks into my very soul and breathes peace where chaos once reigned. And that, more than anything, is the favor I crave. Favor that brings alignment to my identity. Favor that heals my thinking. Favor that reminds me who I am and whose I am. You call me your own, and that reality alone reshapes every other truth I have believed. So refine me daily, test my motives gently. Lead me deeper into integrity, into hidden places where no spotlight shines, because true favor does not need a stage. It needs a yielded vessel. Make me one, Lord. Let the oil that flows from my life be costly, not manufactured. Let it come from real crushing, real surrender, real encounters. I do not seek imitation, I desire impartation. Let your spirit move freely through me, as through an emptied and open channel. And when I grow tired, when the cost feels high, when the process feels long, remind me of why I began. Bring to remembrance the first moment I felt your calling. Let the flame of that encounter never burn out, even when I walk through dry places. Let the embers of that moment remain alive under the surface, ready to reignite at the breath of your spirit. And yes, Lord, if favor means being set apart, then set me apart. If it means being misunderstood, then I will walk through misunderstanding. If it means walking alone for a time, then I will walk with you. For the favor I ask for is not the kind that always wins the world's approval, but the kind that pleases your heart. And if that path is narrow, I will follow. If it is uphill, I will climb. Because wherever you are, there is favor. Wherever you lead, there is fullness of life. I choose the long road if you are in it. I choose the small place if you dwell there. I choose the hidden path if that is where you speak most clearly. For I do not chase what glitters, I chase what is eternal. Let your whisper be louder than every distraction. Let your peace be more desirable than every platform. Let your nearness be the goal that drives every yes I give, every door I walk through, every dream I carry. And now, looking back at all the places you have brought me through, the wildernesses I have survived, the battles I have won, the healing you have done in places no one could see, I lift my hands and declare that only you could have written this story. Only you could have redeemed what was lost, restored what was broken, and poured favor upon one so undeserving. You have taken ashes and made them into something beautiful. You have taken weakness and made it a testimony. You have taken a surrendered life and turned it into a vessel of your glory. So I will keep walking not by sight, but by faith, not with arrogance, but with awe, not with self-assurance, but with assurance in you. And I know now, without a doubt, that your favor is not a destination I reach, it is a presence I carry. It goes before me. It surrounds me. It pursues me because your love is relentless. And I will never stop following that love wherever it leads, however it shapes me, and for as long as I live. So as I step into what comes next, Lord, let my soul remain steady, not because the path is always smooth, but because the one walking beside me is constant. Let my eyes stay fixed on what is eternal. Even as I move through the temporary, let my hands remain open to give as freely as I receive. Let my heart stay soft, even in a hardened world. And let my spirit carry the echo of your voice above the noise of every other sound. And when the new season comes, when the winds shift and the door creaks open to what is next, let me enter it with wisdom born of waiting and courage born of communion. Let me not rush through the thresholds of favor without first kneeling in reverence. Let me approach every opportunity as a sacred assignment, every open door as a divine invitation to host your glory in places you have long prepared. Let me not become overwhelmed by the increase, nor intoxicated by the blessing. Let me be overwhelmed by you. Let me stay intoxicated with your goodness, not the gifts, but the giver, because without you, even abundance feels empty. Without your voice, even success is silent. Without your presence, even open doors become hollow halls echoing with questions instead of truth. So walk with me, Father, into every unknown, into rooms filled with expectation, into relationships that will require grace, into responsibilities that feel bigger than I am. Let me not shrink back. Let me not apologize for the oil you have placed on my life. Let me honor it not in arrogance, but with sacred awareness. This favor is not random. It is not accidental. It is a calling, marked by your fingerprints, shaped by your timing, and filled with eternal purpose. Let me never forget the cost. Let me not treat lightly what has been forged in fire. The nights I wrestled, the seasons I wept, the chapters that made no sense, the times I stayed when it would have been easier to run. Every scar now testifies not to pain, but to perseverance, not to loss, but to learning. And you, Lord, were faithful in them all. Even in the moments when I felt you were silent, you were working. Even in the moments when I doubted, you were patient. Even in the moments when I wanted to give up, you whispered, just loud enough to keep me moving. And now I see, the favor on my life is not only the promise fulfilled, but the process survived. It is not only in what I hold today, it is in what you held together when everything felt like it was falling apart. And so I say it again, and again, and again. I trust you with my future, with my family, with my voice, with my dreams, with my tears, with my weakness, with every fragile hope I still carry in quiet corners of my heart. I trust you with the healing still in progress, with the prayers still unanswered, with the promises not yet seen, because you are the same God in the silence that you are in the celebration. Let favor not be a destination. I long for more than I long for you. Let it never become a substitute for devotion. Let it never replace the fire of intimacy. If I gain influence but lose tenderness, I have missed the point. If I acquire increase but forget my posture at your feet, then I have nothing. So keep me there, Lord. Keep me low. Keep me in awe. Keep me aligned. And when you lift me, let it only be so I can lift others. Let this life, every breath, every open door, every favor-filled moment be a song back to you, a melody of worship that rises not from perfection, but from persistence, not from prestige, but from presence, not from applause, but from authentic adoration. Let it be a song you recognize, one that sounds like gratitude, one that sounds like surrender, one that keeps playing long after the crowd goes home and the stage is empty. And if the song of my life is ever broken, if it falters in moments of sorrow or shakes beneath the weight of grief, let even that sound be sacred to you. Let my lament be worship. Let my questioning be held in your hands. Let my trembling still be found within your will, because I know even in the dissonance, you are composing something holy. You are the composer who hears beauty in the unfinished, who finds glory in the unresolved. I do not have to be perfect to be in your presence. I only have to be honest. So here I am, Lord, fully known, fully yours, and fully yielded. I surrender not just what I hope for, but what I fear, not just what I dream of, but what I dread, not just the strengths I celebrate, but the weaknesses I hide. You want all of me, not the version polished for public view, but the raw, the weary, the undone. You want the midnight cries and the unseen sacrifices. You want the parts of me still learning how to trust. And to that I say, yes. Come in. Take residence. Be Lord even there. And as your favor unfolds in new forms, help me recognize it even when it comes disguised in unfamiliar robes. Let me discern that favor may look like delay when you are protecting me, that it may look like waiting when you are building endurance, that it may look like subtraction when you are making room. I do not want to miss you just because I expected you to come wrapped in a different answer. Train my spirit to see you not only in the obvious, but in the subtle, in the slow, in the sacred. Let the oil upon my life never run dry because I stopped drawing near. Let my lamp never go out because I neglected the secret place. Let me return again and again to the quiet, to the stillness, to the inner room where all striving ceases, and my soul remembers it is loved, it is held, it is enough, because favor without intimacy is hollow. And I do not want the appearance of abundance without the presence of the one who gives it. And should there come a time when you ask me to give it all back, every platform, every success, every harvest, I pray I would do it with open hands, because none of it ever belonged to me anyway. I am just a steward, just a carrier. just a witness to what you can do with a surrendered life. And if your glory is seen more clearly through my letting go than through my holding on, then let me release it all without hesitation. Remind me daily that your kingdom is upside down. The last shall be first. That losing my life for your sake is how I truly find it. Let me never measure favor by how high I climb, but by how low I bow. Let me never define success by how many know my name, but by how deeply I have known yours. For one moment in your presence is more than all the accolades this world could ever offer. One word from you outweighs 1,000 affirmations. One whisper of your spirit changes everything. So awaken me each morning with a hunger for more of you. Let the first words on my lips be gratitude, and the first desire in my heart be surrender. Not out of obligation, but out of overflowing love. You have been so faithful through every season, through every shifting wind, through every door opened and closed. You have remained. You are not the God who comes and goes. You are the God who stays. And in knowing this, I am steadied. I am secure. I am not striving to earn what you already gave. I am not chasing a finish line. I am walking with the one who has already overcome. So let your peace reign over my striving. Let your joy rise above my fear. Let your spirit lead when I do not know where to turn. I trust you with everything. Everything I am. Everything I carry. Everything I will ever become. Because when you are the one writing the story, I do not need to fear the next chapter. You do not forget the details. You do not miss a single page. You craft the arc of my life with wisdom, with compassion, with power, and with purpose. And though I cannot see how it all fits together just yet, I trust the author. I trust the process. I trust the grace that covers every pause and every passage between. So I surrender to the pace you have set. Father, I will not force what you are still forming. I will not rush what you are still refining. I will not run ahead of your voice, even when the waiting feels long, because I have learned that stillness with you is never wasted. You do more in the quiet of surrender than I could ever accomplish through hurried striving. Teach me to value what you value, not just progress, but presence, not just movement, but meaning, not just fruit, but faithfulness. And if there are days when the road ahead seems unclear, when the next step feels hidden in fog, let me not be disheartened. Let me remember that you are the lamp to my feet, not the floodlight to my horizon. That you reveal what I need in the moment I need it. You guide with wisdom, not with rush. You lead with mercy, not with pressure. Let my feet follow where my faith leads, step by step, heartbeat by heartbeat. When I feel weak, Lord, remind me that your strength is perfected there. That favor is not built on my ability to perform, but on my willingness to depend. Let my weakness become an invitation for you to show yourself strong. Let my insufficiency be the very place where your glory settles. I do not want to pretend I have it all together. I only want to stay close enough that when I fall into grace. And if ever the applause becomes louder than your whisper, if ever the platform outgrows my prayer life, if ever the assignment outweighs my affection, Then strip it all away until I find myself again at your feet, where all favor begins and all striving ends. Because what good is favor if it draws me away from the very one who gave it? Root me, Lord. Anchor me. Plant me deep in truth so that the winds of life cannot uproot what you have established. Make my life unshakable not because I am strong, but because I am planted in you. Let storms come if they must, because I know now that I will not be swept away. You are my foundation, my safe place, my quiet confidence in the face of uncertainty. Let my testimony be this, not that I avoided hardship, but that I walked through it with unwavering faith. That I stayed faithful when I was tempted to give up. That I kept praying when answers seemed distant. That I kept serving when no one saw. That I kept trusting when all I had was your word and a whisper of hope in my chest. And in doing so, that others might look at my life and see not just what I did, but who carried me. Let the favor on my life never become a monument to me, but a mirror reflecting you. Let it not become a destination that I worship, but a signpost that always points back to the cross. Let it not lift me above others, but move me to lift others higher. Let my favor become fuel to intercede, to build, to encourage, to pour out, to love without limits. So awaken in me a deeper hunger for holiness, a passion for purity, a longing for righteousness that does not come from performance, but from abiding. Let my character carry the weight of my calling. Let my private life be stronger than my public voice. Let what I preach be merely the overflow of what I live. And if ever the calling becomes heavy, let your presence make it light again. You are the source of all that is good in me. You are the reason I breathe with purpose. You are the dream that wakes me, the fire that moves me, the peace that holds me. I owe you everything. Every step, every breath, every moment of joy, every season of growth, every lesson hidden in hardship. You have been faithful in it all, and I am living proof that mercy always finds a way. And so, I move forward not with fear, but with faith, not with arrogance, but with assurance, not with anxiety, but with the calm of one who knows they are fully loved, fully chosen, fully covered. I do not need to know what tomorrow holds. I only need to know the one who holds tomorrow, and I do. Lord, as I carry all that you have poured into me, help me to steward it with reverence and resolve. Let me not shrink beneath the weight of blessing, nor be puffed up by its increase. Let me walk as one who knows what it costs not just to receive, but to remain. Keep me humbled by the history you have walked me through, and anchored by the grace that never stopped pursuing me. Remind me daily that I do not just walk with favor, I walk in purpose. This is not accidental. This is not coincidental. I am here, in this moment, with breath in my lungs and fire in my bones, because you still have something for me to release into the world. So let me not hoard the oil. Let me pour it out. Let me not silence the song. Let me sing it loud. Let me not bury the gift. Let me invest it boldly in every soul you place in my path. Even when it stretches me, even when it costs me, even when it breaks me open in places I thought were sealed. because this, too, is favor, not just the celebration, but the sacrifice, not just the elevation, but the emptying, not just the door opened, but the soul refined on the other side. So make me brave, Father, brave enough to keep saying yes when I do not know what the yes will require. Brave enough to stay soft in a world that rewards hardness. Brave enough to love when it is easier to withhold. Let my faith remain wild, unmeasured, untamed by disappointment. Let it rise again and again like a tide, unwavering in its rhythm, because I have anchored it in your voice and not in outcomes. Let me be the one who believes even when others stop looking, who knocks when others walk away, who prays through midnight when the miracle still seems distant, who never loses sight of your goodness, even when I am standing in a place I do not yet understand. And if your favor takes me through trials meant to prepare me, I will walk through. If it leads me into seasons of obscurity for the sake of greater clarity, I will abide there. If it calls me to confront my own fears and dig deep into the broken places I have avoided, I will go there with you. Because I do not just want the outer reward, I want the inner renewal. I want to be made whole, not just made visible. I want to be transformed, not just recognized. Let every act of obedience become a seed of legacy, a seed of healing, a seed of multiplication. I may never fully see this side of eternity. Let favor extend beyond me into generations I will never meet, into stories that will unfold long after my own ends. Let me live as one who understands that kingdom fruit does not expire, that every surrendered yes echoes into eternity with a sound heaven remembers. And if there are still places in me, not fully surrendered places, I am holding too tightly, afraid to trust you shine your light there. Speak into those rooms with gentle authority. Peel back every layer of fear that says I need to control, or protect, or prove. You never ask me to carry the burden of outcome, only the weight of surrender, and even that, you help me lift. Let my life become a resting place for your glory, not just occasionally, but continually. Let it be a place where your spirit is welcome, not just on mountaintops, but in every valley. Let favor rest not only on what I do, but on who I am becoming. A son, a daughter, a disciple, a friend, someone whose heartbeat is tuned to yours, who listens more than speaks, who yields more than insists, who gives more than takes. I no longer chase the things that once called my name with urgency. The need to be validated, the desire to be seen, the hunger for affirmation. You have quieted those voices with one steady truth. I am yours, deeply, entirely, irrevocably. And because I am yours, I no longer strive to belong, I live from belonging. So now I walk differently, not hurried, not anxious, but aware that every step is sacred, that every breath is grace, that every moment is charged with divine possibility. I no longer rush through the day as if favor must be chased. I live knowing it is chasing me, not because I deserve it, but because you declared it. Your goodness surrounds me not as a fleeting feeling, but as a covenant reality. And when resistance comes, as it always does, let me not forget That resistance is often a sign of spiritual territory being reclaimed. That warfare is not the absence of favor, but the confirmation of forward motion. That closed doors are not rejection, but redirection. That even when the battle rages, the victory has already been written. Let me fight not for approval, but from identity. Let me press on not to earn love, but because I am already loved beyond measure. Help me remember, Lord, that the evidence of your favor is not just what opens, but what endures. That the real miracle is not always in the outcome, but in the strength you give me to keep showing up, to keep hoping, to keep giving, to keep believing when nothing around me seems to change. And even then, especially then, remind me that some of your greatest works are hidden before they are revealed. Let my words carry life. Let my prayers carry weight. Let my actions carry love. And let my silence, when called for, carry wisdom. Use every part of me as an instrument not of perfection, but of purpose. A heart tuned to heaven's sound. A vessel that leaks kindness. A mouth that speaks peace. A life that reflects the fragrance of Christ, even in the hardest moments. And as the years pass, and the pages turn, and seasons shift again, let my testimony deepen not just with answered prayers, but with unshakable trust. Let my faith grow not only from what I have received, but from how I have waited. Let the sweetness of your presence be more satisfying than any promotion, and the knowledge of your heart more thrilling than any earthly reward. Favor has marked my life not because I asked for it, but because I said yes. Yes to surrender. Yes to obedience. Yes to the quiet road. Yes to the cost. And again today, in this holy moment, I say yes again. Because favor is not a one-time miracle. It is a daily mercy, a lifelong invitation, a divine rhythm of giving and yielding, of rising and returning, of walking and worshiping not towards something, but with someone. You are the promise and the path, the beginning and the becoming. And I no longer ask you to simply bless my steps. I ask you to be my steps, to walk with me, speak through me, move in me, and dwell in every breath I take. Let my life be a continual echo of thy will be done, not just on Sunday mornings, not just when things feel certain, but in the ordinary, the messy, the uncertain, every space, every hour, every heartbeat. So I release every lingering doubt, every hesitation rooted in past pain, every fear still whispering lies in the shadows of my mind. They no longer get to write my future. You do. And I trust your pen far more than my plans. I trust your leading even when the road ahead has no signs. I trust that if you call me to walk on water, then water will hold me up. I trust that you are already where I am going, waiting, preparing, rejoicing. Let my faith be dangerous to darkness. Let my love be healing to the broken. Let my hands be gentle to the hurting. Let my spirit be courageous in the fire. Let my joy be defiant against despair. Let my humility be disarming to pride. Let my yes be continual, not conditional. And let it always point back to the truth that it is not I who live, but Christ who lives in me. even if the door that opens is unexpected, even if the favor that finds me looks nothing like what I imagined, even if the answer you give is different from the one I prayed for, I will still trust, I will still praise, I will still follow, because I do not just want what is in your hand, I want to dwell in your heart. I want to walk in the unforced rhythms of grace. I want to become the kind of person who does not just speak of favor, but embodies it through grace, through endurance, through truth. And as I come to the edge of this moment, I do not arrive at an ending. I arrive at continuation, a renewed walk, a deeper resolve, a fresh surrender. This is not the close of a prayer, but the awakening of a posture, the rising of a soul who will keep listening, keep yielding, keep worshiping in every word, in every work, in every window of time you give me. Let my life remain open always to the wind of your spirit, to the favor I do not expect, to the doors I did not see coming, to the places you have already prepared for me. Because surely, your goodness and mercy are not only behind me, they are already ahead. And I walk forward into that assurance, not as a beggar waiting for scraps, but as a beloved child walking into every promise you ever whispered in love. And as I step more fully into the path you have prepared, let me not forget how far you have already brought me. Let remembrance become a weapon against fear, against discouragement, against the lies that whisper, I am not ready, not enough, not strong enough to carry what you have entrusted. Let me remember the nights you stayed close when the world fell silent, the mornings you breathed life into my weary lungs, the countless moments when grace arrived quietly and carried me through what I did not have strength to face alone. You have never failed me, not once, not in the wilderness, not in the waiting, not in the silent stretches where I questioned if you were still listening. Even then, you were working. Even then, you were weaving beauty beneath the surface, preparing a testimony I could not yet comprehend. And now, I carry that faith with me into every open door, not the faith of someone untouched by trials, but of someone tested and held by the hands of a faithful Father. Let my footsteps resound with assurance, not arrogance, but authority, the kind of authority that flows not from titles or achievements, but from knowing who I belong to. Let me walk as one who has been commissioned by heaven, not to promote myself, but to release peace, to restore hope, to carry healing where others have only known harm, to leave behind traces of your love in every space I enter. And as favor increases, and it will, because your promises are true, let my dependence increase with it. Let my longing for your voice deepen, not diminish. Let me never graduate from the secret place. Let me never become too busy to be still, too known to be quiet, too relied upon to lay low at your feet. If the cost of growth is intimacy, then I choose to grow slower. If the price of favor is my soul's peace, then I choose peace every time, because your presence is the reward. Your voice is the answer. Your spirit is the breakthrough. I no longer need external validation to know I am in the center of your will. I only need that still, sacred witness inside that says, "This is the way, walk in it." And when I hear it, I will go, even if it costs me my comfort, even if it leads me to places unfamiliar and stretching, even if it means letting go of what I thought I wanted, so I can receive what you know I need. Let me walk in purity, Lord, not just in behavior, but in motive. Let every yes I give come from a heart that has been cleansed by truth. Let every no I speak be grounded in wisdom and guarded by peace. Teach me to discern quickly, to obey immediately, to resist anything that pulls me out of alignment with the pace and priorities of your kingdom. Make me bold in love, gentle in leadership, patient in trial, and joyful in sacrifice. And even in the mundane, in the small tasks, the uncelebrated days, the behind-the-scenes moments, let me remember that these too are part of Favor's story. That what I do unseen is where integrity is refined. That what I build quietly is often what holds the most weight. That you see it all, reward it all, and weave it all into your eternal design. You are not only the God of open doors, you are the God of daily bread. You sustain me not just in breakthroughs, but in the in-betweens, in the silent prayers, in the middle of long obedience, in the places where consistency feels hard and results feel slow. Even there, especially there, you are shaping me, preparing me, loving me into the fullness of who you created me to be. So take all that I am, the dreams I still carry, the strength I still lack, the wounds that still sting, the desires that have not yet found expression, and hold them in your hands. Do with them what only you can. Multiply what I bring, even if it feels small. Use it to feed those hungry for hope. Let nothing in my life be wasted, not the pain, not the waiting, not even the prayers I thought you forgot. They are all seeds in your soil, and in due time, they will bloom. So even now, in the tension between what I see and what I believe, I choose to keep showing up with open hands. I bring you all of me, the parts that feel ready and the parts that still tremble. I offer not just the strength I have gained, but the weakness I still carry. I lay my insecurities down and invite you to meet me there. Because you never asked me to come flawless, you asked me to come surrendered. And that is what Favor has taught me, that it is not about me proving myself, but about me yielding to the one who has already approved me, that it is not earned in striving, but found in abiding, that it is not achieved through performance, but received through presence. Let this truth settle deeper with every passing day, until it shapes how I think, how I pray, how I lead, and how I love. Teach me to walk slowly when the world says rush. Teach me to trust deeply when circumstances are shallow. Teach me to rest when anxiety tries to rule. Let the rhythm of my life be paced by grace, not pressure. Let Favor not become a finish line, but a daily invitation to walk more closely with you, because you never run out of new depths, new whispers, new mercies. You are always revealing more, not to overwhelm me, but to invite me. And if there are still places in my heart that resist your nearness out of fear, out of shame, out of past disappointment, I ask you to gently uncover them. You are not afraid of my shadows. You are not surprised by my reluctance. You are not wary of my wrestling. You simply want me fully, freely, continually, just as I am. Without pretense, without mask, without performance. So here I am again, God. Still yielding, still learning, still believing, still being made new in the secret, quiet ways you shape a soul. You are not finished with me, and I am not rushing you. Do the deep work. Carve out the things that do not belong. Fill in the empty places with joy, with wisdom, with power. Let every hollow space become a holy one. Let every delay become a divine setup. Let every part of me reflect a life anchored in something eternal. I do not want to just touch moments of glory. I want to carry it. I want to host it, to release it, to protect it. Let my life carry the kind of favor that does not just elevate me, but draws others nearer to you. Let people leave my presence not impressed with me, but awakened to you. Let the aroma of heaven follow me into rooms, into conversations, into environments thirsty for light. And when it costs me, when favor demands more capacity, more sacrifice, more trust, give me the grace to say yes again. Let every new level of blessing stretch me into deeper dependence. Let me not protect my comfort when you are calling me into transformation. Let me be interrupted for divine assignments. Let me be willing to be misunderstood if obedience requires it. Let me be okay with hiddenness if that is where you choose to mold me. Favor may open doors, but it is character that keeps them open. So work in me. Father, work beneath the surface. Work where no one sees but you. Keep my motives pure. Keep my spirit teachable. Keep my heart tender. Let the weight of responsibility never outweigh the joy of relationship. Let influence never replace intimacy. Let fruitfulness never become an idol. Let everything you grow in me be rooted in eternity. And even if the harvest looks different than I expected, if it comes in forms I did not pray for, through people I did not anticipate, or in timing I did not plan, I will still give thanks. I will still believe you are working all things together for good. I will still rejoice because you are with me, and where you are, nothing is wasted. Where you are, nothing is impossible. Where you are, I am always exactly where I need to be. So if favor asks me to remain in places where nothing seems to move, I will remain. If it calls me to walk paths where no one else goes, I will walk. If it asks for endurance when I feel empty, I will keep pouring. Not because I always feel strong, but because you always are. Not because the road is easy, but because you promised to walk it with me. And that is enough. Let my definition of progress be transformed. Let it no longer be measured by what others can see, but by how deeply I have allowed you to shape me, by how willingly I have let go of control, by how quickly I respond to your whisper, by how freely I choose to love, forgive, and serve, even if the external looks still. Let the internal be alive with your presence. Even if the world sees little, let heaven rejoice over my quiet yes. Because it was never about being seen, it was about being sent. Never about being impressive, but being available. Never about platforms, but about proximity. I did not start this journey to become known. I started because I was known by you, found by you, called by you. And because of that, I will keep returning to the secret place, to the altar, to the stillness where nothing matters more than being near to you. And when my heart is tempted to wander, to compare, to strive, draw me back with gentleness. Remind me that the fields you have given me to tend are holy, that what I carry is sacred, that no one else slain holds the assignment designed for me. Let me plant with patience, water with joy, wait with hope. Let me remain faithful in the field even when harvest feels far, even when the sky is silent, even when I labor alone. Favor is not always fast. It often grows slow, steady, deep. So make me unafraid of slow things of seasons, where roots are growing under the surface, where foundation is being laid in quiet obedience. Teach me to celebrate the unseen victories, the anger I surrendered, the peace I protected, the boundary I honored, the prayer I kept praying. These are holy wins. These are heaven's applause. And if ever I forget why I began, if the demands drown out the devotion, remind me again. Remind me of the first time I felt your presence, so near it stilled every fear. The first time I saw breakthrough, where only barrenness stood. The first time your word leapt off the page and wrapped around my soul like fire. Bring me back, not in memory alone, but in reality. Let my love never grow stale. Let my heart never grow hard. Strip away every layer that numbs me. Awaken me again. Startle me with beauty I have overlooked. Break my heart again for what breaks yours. Let conviction come as a gift, not as shame. Let every correction be proof that you are still crafting me, still shaping me, still calling me deeper. You do not leave what you love, and because you are still speaking, I know you are still building. So take me wherever you will, Lord, into deeper places of trust, wider realms of love, higher ground of calling. I do not want the kind of favor that fizzles in comfort. I want the kind that endures through the storm, that loves through betrayal, that obeys without clarity, that stands when others fall, that stays steady when the world shifts, not for my own glory, but because this is what it means to follow you fully. Let my soul remain open, yielded, soft. Let me not harden under pressure or isolate under misunderstanding. Let me remain teachable, correctable, humble, because favor flows where surrender lives, and I want my entire life every day, every detail, every decision to be an altar where you are welcomed, worshipped, and made known. And even as you increase my capacity, do not let me forget the wonder of small beginnings, the miracle of ordinary days, the sacredness of quiet mornings when it was just you and me and the promise. Because that was never the waiting room, that was the holy ground. That was where oil was pressed. That was where truth was planted. That was where I learned to walk with you, not just work for you. So whether you lead me into new places or ask me to remain faithful in familiar ones, I will follow. Whether you pour out blessings in abundance or call me to carry quiet obedience, I will follow. Whether the path is filled with light or shrouded in mystery, I will follow. Because favor is not just a destination I seek, it is a person I trust. And you, Lord, are faithful forever and always. And still, Lord, I wait with expectancy not rooted in desperation, but in confident assurance that what you have ordained shall come to pass in due time. I silence the noise of fear, of doubt, of urgency that seeks to rob me of the sacred unfolding. Instead, I choose rest in the rhythm of your grace, not because everything around me makes sense, but because everything within me is being anchored in truth. You are not a distant God who simply sets things in motion. You are the God who walks beside me in every step, whispers through every decision, and watches over every unseen moment. Your favor is not an abstract promise. It is a living presence that surrounds me like a shield. It goes ahead of me into rooms I have not entered. It fights battles I never see. It speaks my name in places I never imagined. And because of this, I will not fear delay. I will not curse the process. I will not envy another's journey. I declare that the doors you are opening for me are ones that no man can shut. They are not earned by performance, but accessed through surrender. They are not manipulated through striving, but released through trust. They are not built on the foundation of appearances, but on the unshakable cornerstone of your word. And even when I cannot see them yet, I rejoice, because I know they are coming. Not because I deserve them, but because you are good in the waiting. Refine me in the transition. Stretch me in the breakthrough. Humble me in the increase. Anchor me. Let not my heart become arrogant when things begin to blossom. Let me never believe that favor makes me superior, only more accountable to love, to serve, to be light in dark places. Let me steward the doors you open not for self-glory, but for kingdom purpose. Let the oil that flows from my life be evidence of intimacy, not idolatry. When people see me walking in divine favor, let them see your fingerprints all over my story. Let them sense something sacred in the way I speak, in the way I wait, in the way I worship. Let every elevation be an altar. Let every opportunity become an offering. Let the supernatural mark of your presence be greater than any earthly promotion. I do not want to be impressive to the world. I want to be recognized by heaven as faithful. So search my heart and remove every trace of entitlement. Strip away every mindset that confuses favor with privilege. Let me never confuse blessings with ownership. Everything I have, everything I carry, everything you entrust to me, it all belongs to you. Keep me unclenched. Keep me generous. Keep me emptied enough to always be filled afresh. Because favor that flows must not stagnate, it must pour. Lead me to the ones whose doors are locked by pain, by fear, by past disappointments. Use me to speak hope, to be a living key that unlocks courage again. Let my journey be someone else's confirmation. Let my wounds become someone else's healing. Let my breakthrough remind them that they are next, that you have not forgotten them. That favor does not just visit the few, it is chasing all who dare to believe. I won't hoard the testimony. I won't hide the process. I won't pretend it was easy. I will speak of the nights I wrestled, the days I felt abandoned, the moments I almost gave up, because that is where you met me. That is where you breathed again on dry bones. That is where you taught me that favor is not always loud. Sometimes it whispers in the wilderness. Sometimes it walks into the furnace and says, "I am here." Let my heart burn again, not for comfort, but for closeness, not for applause, but for alignment, not for shortcuts, but for sanctification. I want to walk in such obedience that open doors are not surprises, but confirmations, that miracles are not occasional, but expected, that joy is not seasonal, but steadfast. Let my life carry evidence, not only that you bless, but that you dwell. And when the new season comes, as surely it will, let me not run ahead of grace. Let me not abandon the stillness I learned in the waiting. Let me carry the posture of the process into the promise. Let favor not make me hurried, but even more dependent, even more prayerful, even more aware of the weight of glory on every yes. And so, Father, as I walk this sacred path, may every step echo with faith, not fear, when my feet tremble at the unknown. Let your promises be the solid ground I press into, even if the door ahead looks too grand for someone like me. Remind me that it is not about my worthiness, it is about your will. You do not call the qualified. You qualify the called. You do not open doors for those who have never fallen. You open them for those who rise again, with faith still burning. Let me no longer pray small prayers, no longer whisper requests as if I am afraid to expect too much from you. You are the God of exceedingly, abundantly above all that I ask or imagine. You are the God who parts seas, who rains manna, who causes walls to fall with a shout, and dry bones to breathe again. Why would I approach you with doubt when all of creation testifies to your power? Let my petitions reflect your majesty. Let my prayers stretch into the realm of the impossible, because that is where you love to dwell. And Lord, in those moments when the enemy whispers that I have missed my moment, that I have fallen too far, or waited too long, silence those lies with your truth. Remind me that what is mine in you cannot be stolen, delayed, or denied. Remind me that favor is not fragile. It does not disappear in the face of my weakness. It increases as I lean into your strength. Remind me that the timeline of man is not the timeline of heaven, and that even now you are preparing a table for me in the presence of what tried to break me. God, thank you that open doors do not always look like I expect. Sometimes they come disguised as endings. Sometimes they show up through disruption. Sometimes the open door is not a new opportunity, but a new version of me healed, bolder, clearer. So let me not despise the detour. Let me not curse the closed doors. Let me trust that you are not just positioning me, you are preparing me to step into places I once only dreamed about. When I am tempted to settle for comfort, stir up holy dissatisfaction within me. When I begin to shrink my vision to match my surroundings, expand my spirit to match your promises. When I compare my story to someone else's chapter, remind me that you write differently for each of us, but your hand is on every page. And when I begin to doubt again, whisper this truth deep into my bones. My child, my favor is still chasing you. I surrender every timeline I created. I lay down the pressure to arrive, to prove, to possess. I pick up your pace slow enough to hear, bold enough to move. Let every moment be an invitation to deeper trust. Let every closed door be a holy redirection. Let every delay be a divine reset. Let every unanswered prayer be a whisper that says, "Wait, I am doing more than you can see." Even now, as the sun rises on this day, I believe doors are opening, not just the ones I see, but the ones you have been preparing behind the scenes. Doors of healing, doors of reconciliation, doors of provision, doors of purpose, doors of creativity, doors of calling, doors of unexpected peace. I believe you are unlocking things I did not even know I needed. I believe you are shifting atmospheres, changing hearts, aligning resources, orchestrating divine appointments, all to fulfill what you have promised over my life. And when I walk through those doors, I want to do it arrogantly. I want to forget the midnight prayers, the tear-soaked pillows, the silent battles. I will walk through with gratitude in every breath and humility in every step. I will not forget where you found me, how you carried me, how you never let go. I will lift your name higher than any platform, louder than any applause, deeper than any success. Because favor is not about being seen, it is about being sent. So send me, God. Use the doors you open not just for my sake, but for others. Let my favor feed the hungry. Let my blessings become bridges. Let my voice comfort the broken. Let my life be a signpost that says, "This way he is still faithful." Let me not hoard what you gave me to share. Let my gifts be gateways. Let my story be sanctuary. Let my journey be a prophetic declaration that you still make a way. And still, I wait with joy. Still, I believe with fire. Still, I press on with boldness. Because the door you are opening next will not just be for me, it will be for generations to come. My children will walk through doors I prayed for. My family will inherit promises I warred for. My community will be transformed by breakthroughs I sowed in secret. This is not just about me, it is about legacy. It is about eternity. And even as I declare these truths, Lord, let my heart stay soft, never hardened by disappointment, never cold from delay. Keep my spirit sensitive to your whispers, to the slightest nudge of your spirit. Let me never become so focused on the destination that I miss the beauty of walking with you step by step. Remind me daily that the real favor is not the open door. The real favor is your presence walking beside me through it. In the silence, teach me to hear you. In the stillness, show me where you are. When the world rushes and demands, teach me to linger in your peace. For it is not just breakthroughs I seek, it is the breaker himself. It is not simply answered prayers I crave, it is the intimacy of knowing the one who hears. You are my portion, my prize, my pursuit. Doors may open or close, but if I have you, I lack nothing. Strengthen my faith not just for the mountaintop, but for the waiting room, for the hallway, for the in-between. Teach me that favor often grows in hidden places, in the quiet obedience, in the secret yes, in the nights when no one sees the tears but you. These are the sacred spaces where you shape character, where you forge endurance, where you mold hearts that can carry the weight of the blessings to come. And as I grow in trust, help me to discern the difference between a good opportunity and a God opportunity. Let me not chase open doors if they lead away from you. I would rather stand still with you than run ahead without you. I do not want fame without faithfulness. I do not want promotion without purpose. I do not want increase if it costs me intimacy. Keep me anchored, rooted, and grounded in your truth, so that I do not just walk through open doors, but walk worthy of the calling attached to them. Let my response to favor be worship. Let my first instinct be thanksgiving, not pride. Let me never believe that favor means I am better, only that I am blessed to be a vessel, that through my life, someone might feel hope again, that through my testimony, someone else might believe that they too are still seen by heaven. And for every door that seems closed right now, for every opportunity that slipped through my fingers, for every no that broke my heart, I lay it all at your feet, believing that you are the master of redirection, that what looks like rejection is often protection, that what I thought I needed may have been the very thing that would be kept me from the best you had in store. So I release the need to understand. I release the H of unanswered questions. I trade my plans for your perfect will. Father, I pray for every soul who feels overlooked, who wonders if your favor has forgotten them. Wrap them in your nearness. Let them know that they have not been left behind. Let them feel the weight of your love more than the weight of their circumstances. Send reminders through unexpected moments of sunrise, a word, a whisper that you are still working, still weaving, still winning victories in places they cannot yet see. Give me a heart that celebrates the favor of others, even as I wait for my own. Rid me of comparison, envy, and impatience. Teach me that favor is not a competition, but a collaboration of grace across your body. That when one is blessed, we are all blessed. That every open door for someone else is proof that you are still opening doors and mine is surely coming. So I will wait with joy. I will serve in the silence. I will worship while I wait. I will prepare even when nothing seems to be moving. Because faith is not passive, it builds rooms for what is coming. Faith builds the ark before the rain. Faith gathers vessels before the oil flows. Faith speaks to the valley before the bones rise. So today, I choose faith again. You are not done with me. The delays are not denials. The silence is not absence. The waiting is not wasted. Believe you are working behind the curtain, writing a story more glorious than what I could script on my own. I trust that every detour will make sense when I look back and see how each step was ordered by love. Every valley will testify to your sustaining power. Every setback will become an altar of praise. Every tear will water the garden of the promise you are about to bloom. Let this be the season where my faith is louder than my fear, where my expectation is greater than my exhaustion, where my praise outruns my problems. Let this be the season where I stop striving and start surrendering, where I walk by the Spirit and not by sight, where I believe again that open doors are not only possible, they are inevitable when you have spoken them. So Lord, I open my heart even wider. I clear space in my soul for what you are about to release. If there is still pride, uproot it. If there is fear lingering in the corners of my thinking, dismantle it with your truth. If there are lies I have believed about my worth or my calling, expose them with the light of your word. I want to be ready, not just externally, but internally transformed. A vessel worthy of the favor you are pouring out. Train my thoughts to see through heaven's lens. When the enemy whispers that I have missed my moment, remind me that nothing you have ordained can be stolen. When doubt creeps in telling me I am unqualified, let me hear again the truth. You do not call the qualified, you qualify the called. And you have called me. You have anointed me. You have destined me for more than survival. You have destined me for victory, impact, and eternal fruit. Let this be a day marked by divine acceleration, not because I rushed ahead, but because I waited well. Let divine alignment fall like fresh rain. Let everything that was misaligned come into order. Let every wrong door I have knocked on close gently behind me, and let every God-ordained opening swing wide with peace, clarity, and undeniable confirmation. I trust you with the timing. I trust you with the direction. I trust you with the outcome. And Lord, even as I ask for doors to open, remind me not to despise the hallway. It is there you strengthened me. It is there you taught me to hear you clearly. It is there that intimacy was built not in the spotlight, but in the secret place. Let me never forget that the hallway is holy ground. 2. That growth in obscurity is often the seedbed of the most powerful harvests. Let favor not just visit, let it dwell. Let it rest upon my life in a way that is undeniable, but never boastful. Let it speak of your goodness, not mine. Let every success point back to your sovereignty. Let every open door become a platform for your glory, not my gain. Let every breakthrough be a testimony that you are still the God who sees, the God who lifts, the God who redeems and restores and rebuilds what was thought to be lost. I lift up every past disappointment and place it into your redeeming hands. The seasons I thought were wasted, use them. The mistakes I made when I did not know better, forgive them and transform them. The relationships that ended, the jobs that closed, the dreams that died, breathe new life into what still aligns with your purpose, and give me grace to release what no longer does. I surrender the ashes and wait for the beauty. Let hope arise again. Let it take root where despair once lived. Let joy return to the dry places. Let laughter echo in places once silenced by grief. Let your spirit fill every empty corner of my heart until there is no room for shame, no space for fear, no shadow of regret. Fill me with holy expectancy, the kind of faith that stands tall even when nothing visible has changed. Because I know the atmosphere has, God. I know you are not limited by what limits me. You are not intimidated by what intimidates me. You are not delayed by the systems of man. You are not confined to the clock or the calendar. You are the God of suddenly, the God of overnight turnaround, the God who makes streams in deserts and roads through wilderness. So I believe again today could be the day the door opens, the day the answer arrives, the day healing breaks forth, The day favor wraps itself around my situation and shifts everything. Yet even if today looks like yesterday, I won't stop believing, because I know you are not just preparing the blessing, you are preparing me. And I want to be found faithful in the waiting, joyful in the silence, prayerful in the pressure, expectant in the unknown. Because you are faithful, and you will never waste my trust. Let the fire of revival burn in my soul, not the kind that needs applause or recognition, but the kind that hungers for righteousness, thirsts for your presence, and burns with compassion for a broken world. Let favor not make me comfortable, let it make me dangerous to the darkness. Let every open door be an entrance into territory, where your kingdom comes and your will is done. Use my voice for your truth. Use my gifts for your glory. Use my life as a canvas of redemption, a reflection of mercy, a song of praise in the midst of the noise. Let my story be a map for others walking the same valleys. Let my obedience open doors not only for me, but for generations to come. And when you bless me, teach me to hold it with open hands, ready to give, ready to serve, ready to go where you send me next. Lord, as you continue to draw me closer to your heart, let me become more sensitive to the nudges of your spirit. I do not want to miss the quiet invitations hidden in everyday moments, the call to pause and listen, the whisper to speak life into someone weary, the urge to stop striving and simply abide. Teach me to discern the divine, even in the ordinary, to recognize your fingerprints on the details I used to overlook. God, refine the posture of my heart. Let me not seek open doors out of desperation, but out of alignment. Let me not pursue favor to escape my current season, but because I am ready to be entrusted with more. Build in me the character to carry what I am asking for. Build the resilience, the humility, the depth of faith that can sustain the weight of what you are preparing. Every day I wake up is another chance to believe bigger, another chance to silence the lies and live from truth, another opportunity to walk in step with heaven's rhythm. So today, Lord, I step into this moment with expectation, not because I know what is coming, because I know who is coming with me. And that alone is enough. God, for every person who has felt forgotten, I intercede right now. Let them feel your gaze upon them again. Let them know they have never left your thoughts. Let divine reminders chase them down today through a scripture, a song, a stranger's word, or a sudden peace that cannot be explained. Let those signs point to your favor at work, even when the facts have not caught up yet. I speak life over the weary soul, courage over the trembling heart, and boldness over the one who is afraid to dream again. Let this be a day where dead dreams are resurrected, not to repeat the past, but to align with a future that is covered in your glory. Break the chains of regret. Heal the ache of what could have been. You are the God of still possible, the God of yet, the God who makes all things new in perfect time. Let my faith be the kind that keeps knocking, even when the door seems silent, the kind that keeps sowing, even when the field looks barren, the kind that keeps standing, even when the wind tries to bend me low, because I know the wind that tests me will never be stronger than the spirit that holds me. Father, let there be a release today, a release of fresh vision for the one who feels directionless, a release of divine connections for the one who has been walking alone, a release of healing for the one still battling pain in body or soul, a release of provision where lack has threatened to overwhelm. Let there be a breaking open of what has been sealed shut, because when you speak, no man, no power, no circumstance can keep the door closed. You are the God who speaks into tombs and life walks out. You are the one who turns storms into silence with a single word. So speak into my atmosphere today, God. Speak into the chaos and bring order. Speak into the confusion and bring clarity. Speak into the fear and bring courage. Speak into my waiting and breathe movement. One breath from you changes everything. Let me be found still praising even in the meantime. Let my worship not depend on outcome, but be rooted in identity, because I am yours. I am chosen. I am called. I am not forgotten. I am not forsaken. I am loved beyond measure and kept in perfect peace. I am carried by grace and sustained by mercy. God, dismantle every mindset in me that expects rejection more than favor. Erase every lie that has made me settle for less than your promise. Where trauma trained me to anticipate disappointment, retrain me to anticipate goodness. Where life has conditioned me to brace for bad news, recondition me to watch for blessings. Let my spirit rise with the kind of hope that defies my history and declares, God is doing a new thing. You are not recycling my pain, you are redeeming it. You are not repeating old patterns, you are rewriting my future. I refuse to shrink back when you are calling me forward. I refuse to self-sabotage what you are ready to bless. I refuse to live in the shadows when you are calling me into light. So let your favor announce what I do not have to force. Let your hand go before me and your spirit lead beside me. Let every open door confirm not my worthiness, but your grace. And let my heart remain bowed low, even as you lift me higher, not because I need elevation, but because I long to see from your perspective. Let your fire burn away the distractions. Let your love drive out every fear. Let your truth anchor me so deeply that no storm can uproot what you have planted in me. Let your word be my daily bread, my constant compass, my unwavering foundation. Lord, in the quiet moments when everything around me seems still, let my spirit be awakened to the sound of your heartbeat. Let me hear the rhythm of heaven whispering hope into the silence of my soul. Let me not be lulled into apathy by delay or discouraged by doors that seem to remain closed. Remind me again that what feels like a pause in my life is often the preparation room for your greatest move. You are not late. You are strategic. You are orchestrating divine encounters, sacred timing, and supernatural alignments that I can yet see. Even when the answers seem slow, you are not absent. Even when the path looks foggy, you are not confused. You are leading me through a divine process where character is refined, vision is clarified, and trust is forged in the fire. I declare that I will not rush what you are shaping. I will not resist what you are pruning. I will not fear what you are revealing. I surrender my timeline, my expectations, my limited understanding. I choose instead to embrace your wisdom that sees from beginning to end. God, uproot me the need for constant validation. Teach me to rest in your affirmation alone. Let the loudest voice I respond to be yours. Drown out the chatter of critics, the noise of comparison, the discouragement of delay. Let me live from the secret place, not for applause, not for praise, not for recognition, but because being near to you is the greatest reward. Even if no one sees the battles I am fighting, you do. Even if no one acknowledges the weight I carry, you do. And your eyes on me are enough. I ask you now for holy courage to take the next step. Even when it looks like nothing is changing, courage to dream again. Even after disappointment, courage to speak truth. Even when it is unpopular, courage to love deeply. Even after betrayal, courage to forgive. Even when it hurts, courage to believe in miracles. Even when I feel numb, Lord, flood my soul with the kind of courage that defies logic and ignites heaven's agenda in my life. Father, let my yes to you be louder than my fear. Let it echo into every room I walk into, every conversation I have, every opportunity I steward. I want my life to reverberate with obedience. I want my steps to resound with faith. I want my choices to be led by heaven, not by pressure or fear of man. Purify my motives. Align my desires. Let what pleases your heart become the deepest longing of mine. I believe that you are opening doors that no man can shut. Doors of divine opportunity. Doors of healing. Doors of restoration. Doors of influence for your glory. And even when I do not yet see them, I believe you are positioning me to walk through them with humility and strength. I will not panic in the hallway, because I trust the one who holds the keys. You are not just opening external doors, you are opening internal ones too. Doors to deeper peace, doors to greater faith, doors to a healed identity. God, silence the voice that tells me I am not enough. Silence the narrative that echoes old shame. Remind me again that I am not the sum of my past. I am the evidence of grace in motion. I am the proof that mercy still triumphs over judgment. Let my story speak of your power, not my perfection. Let my scars become testimonies, not of failure, but of victory through you. I release every burden I was never meant to carry. I lay down every weight I picked up along the way. The pressure to perform, the fear of failure, the need to have it all figured out. Let me be light again in your presence. Let me laugh again with joy that rises from deep security. Let me worship again with abandon, not held back by what I see, but anchored in who you are. Father, as I walk through this day, I ask that you renew my mind not just once, but moment by moment. Let every anxious thought be replaced by the confidence of your promises. Let every shadow of doubt be chased away by the light of your word. When the voices of fear attempt to whisper lies into my spirit, let your truth roar louder. Remind me of who I am in you, not just a servant, but a child, an heir, a vessel of your glory. Even in the quiet corners of my heart, where no one else sees, you dwell. You are present in my wrestling. You are patient in my questions. And you are steady when everything feels unstable. You are not embarrassed by my humanity. You are not distant in my weakness. You draw near to the brokenhearted, and you bind up every wound with the oil of your love. You never rush my healing. You never shame my scars. You restore me with gentleness and lift me with grace. Lord, when I feel like giving up, Help me remember why I started because you called me, because you whispered purpose into my bones before I ever breathed my first breath, because you saw the battles I would face and still anointed me for this assignment. So I will not retreat. I will not run. I will stand not in my strength, but in yours, not by sight, but by faith, not because I always feel ready, but because I trust you are already ahead of me, making a way, even when I feel surrounded by giants. I will be like David. I will remember the lions and the bears you helped me conquer before. I will gather the smooth stones of your word and speak them boldly against the voices of intimidation. The favor chasing me is not weak. It is fierce. It is persistent. And it is ordained. Your favor surrounds me as a shield. It breaks barriers. It opens gates. It confounds the plans of the enemy. I will not apologize for being blessed, because my blessing is not about my worth. It is about your goodness. Teach me to walk humbly through the doors you open. Let me not be intoxicated by success or blinded by applause. Keep me grounded in gratitude and clothed in compassion. Let every room I enter feel the aroma of heaven, because I carry your spirit within me. Let my presence be an echo of yours calming storms. Lifting burdens and pointing every soul back to the source. God, give me a heart that chooses joy, not because life is always easy, but because you are always near. Joy that dances even when the night is long. Joy that sings even in the rain. Joy that rises not from circumstances, but from communion with you. Let my praise become a weapon, and my worship a war cry against every dark force that tries to steal my peace. And Lord, in the moments where I feel like I am behind, remind me I am right on time in your plan. I have not missed my moment. I have not lost what was meant for me. You are the God who restores lost years. You are the God who accelerates destiny. What I thought was gone, you can bring back. What I assumed was broken beyond repair, you can make whole again. So I will not dwell in regret. I will not live in rewind. I choose today. I choose now. I choose to believe again. And as I lift my eyes above the noise, above the chaos, I begin to see the outlines of doors I never knew were their doors you have been preparing behind the scenes. Doors that were hidden in seasons of sorrow. Doors that only appear to those who dare to walk by faith and not by sight. You, Lord, are the master architect of my path. You are crafting miracles in silence, laying foundations where I saw only ruin, building bridges where I saw only cliffs. You are the God who redeems the wasted places and breathes life into dry bones. I thank you for every no that became a setup for a better yes, for every delay that was divine protection, for every detour that led me to a greater destiny. I thank you for the closed doors that kept me from settling for less than what you ordained. And now, as the atmosphere shifts, I can sense the unlocking. I can hear the hinges turning in the spirit. I can feel the wind of breakthrough rising around me. This is not the end. This is a beginning, a divine unveiling, a holy acceleration, a moment where the unseen becomes visible and the long-awaited promise begins to rise from the ashes. I trust you not just with the outcome, but with the in-between. I trust you in the days when nothing makes sense, when prayers seem unanswered, when heaven feels silent. I declare with boldness that even in silence, you are moving. Even in stillness, you are working. Even when I can trace your hand, I will trust your heart. I am not abandoned. I am not forgotten. I am not overlooked. Your favor is chasing me, overtaking me, surrounding me, not because I earned it, but because I am yours. Let every fear fall flat before the power of your word. Let every anxious thought be bound and cast down in the name of Jesus. Let my heart rise with courage, knowing that the same Spirit who raised Christ from the dead dwells within me. I am not weak, I am anointed. I am not stuck, I am being set up for glory. I am not disqualified, grace has written my name on the scroll of destiny. And because you go before me, no force of darkness can stand against me. Remind me, Lord, that obedience is greater than outcome, that it is not my job to manipulate timing or manufacture results. My call is to follow, to trust, to worship even in the waiting, and so I yield my plans, my timelines, my expectations. I surrender control and trade it for peace. I lay down my striving and pick up your rest. I walk not by the pressure of this world, but by the presence of my Savior. Let this day be marked by divine alignment. Let my steps echo the rhythm of your will. Let my words carry healing, and my hands extend mercy. Let my eyes see the good, and my spirit discern the truth. Let me not miss the beauty in the ordinary or the miracle in the mundane. Your kingdom is near, not only in the spectacular, but in the stillness, in the sacred silence where your voice gently calls me deeper. And when the path feels uncertain, Lord, help me lean not on my own understanding, but fully rest in the sovereignty of your hand. You see beyond what I can see. You know the battles I have not even entered yet, and you have already prepared the victory. You are not a God who reacts, you are a God who reigns. You are never late, never surprised, never overwhelmed. You sit enthroned above it all, and you hold my name close to your heart. Even now, I sense you strengthening me for what is ahead. You are preparing my character to carry the blessing without it crushing me. You are deepening my roots before you elevate my reach. And though I may not understand every step, I declare that I will keep walking. I will keep praying. I will keep praising, not because the way is easy, but because you are faithful, not because the answers are instant, because your presence is constant. I refuse to let disappointment harden my heart or delay make me doubt. Instead, I declare that delay is not denial, it is divine design. I will not be intimidated by closed doors when I know that the one who holds the master key walks with me. No gate is too fortified, no wall too high, no barrier too thick for your power to penetrate. I speak to every locked opportunity, every withheld promise, every deferred dream, and I declare by faith they are being released in the right time, in the right way, for the right reason. And I trust that what you open, no one can shut, and what you shut, no one can open. I rest in the security of your decisions. Where fear once whispered, now faith roars. Where shame once lingered, now grace covers. Where confusion once clouded my vision, Now clarity shines like the noonday sun. You are not the author of confusion, but the God of peace. So I invite that peace into every room of my heart, into the anxious corners, into the hidden wounds, into the places I have not even dared to voice aloud. You know me fully and still call me worthy. You see every flaw and still choose me. So I lift my hands in surrender, not as a sign of defeat, but as a declaration of trust. My victory does not come from my striving. It comes from your spirit, not by might, nor by power, but by your spirit, O Lord. So breathe upon my life afresh. Let your spirit stir within me a deeper hunger for your voice. Let my ears be tuned to the whisper of heaven. Let me not move unless you say go, and let me not stay when you say move. I want to walk in sync with you, led by your wisdom and filled with your fire. Even now, I believe you are setting divine appointments into motion. You are bringing the right people, the right favor, the right opportunities into alignment with heaven's calendar. You are orchestrating what my prayers could never fabricate. You are doing exceedingly, abundantly above all I could ask or think. So I silence every voice of doubt. I break agreement with every lie that says, it is too late, or you missed it. Know your timing is perfect. My steps are ordered, and your plan has never been derailed. Lord, I rise in expectancy, not because I see the full picture yet, but because I know the one who holds the brush. You are painting something beautiful with my life, even in the strokes I do not yet understand. You are the master artist, and every shadow, every hue, every delay has its place in the masterpiece you are revealing. I may not always feel prepared, but if you call me forward, I know you have already equipped me. If you lead me through it, you have already made provision. And in the waiting, I worship. In the silence, I listen. In the tension, I trust. Because you, my God, are not bound by circumstances. You transcend limitation. You bend time and stretch opportunity. You turn obstacles into stepping stones and ashes into crowns. And what the enemy meant for evil, you will always turn for good. There is not a tear I have cried that you have not stored. There is not a sigh you have not heard. You are the God who attends to every whisper of my soul. You are breaking every chain I did not even know I was still carrying. The chains of old identities, the weights of past failures, the echo of lies spoken over me, they lose their power now in your presence. They melt away. I am not just surviving. I am rising. I am not just hoping. I am walking into fulfillment. You are releasing joy where sorrow tried to dwell. You are replacing bitterness with beauty and regret with radiant hope. Today, I call forth every dormant gift to awaken. I speak life over every buried dream. I declare resurrection over every promise that has been wrapped in silence. Let new oil pour from this season. Let fresh vision come from this wilderness. Let boldness rise up from what once looked like brokenness. You are birthing something in me that will outlast the pain. I am not forgotten. I am being positioned. I am being refined. I am being favored for more than I imagined. And God, I pray that every step I take from this moment forward would echo with divine purpose. Let your spirit go before me. behind me, and within me. Guard my heart from distraction. Protect my mind from doubt. Let my decisions be guided not by fear, by the assurance that you are with me, that you are for me, that you have already spoken yes over doors I did not even know were about to open. Even now, I sense the tides turning. I hear the rumble of breakthrough in the distance. I feel the atmosphere shifting, not because I forced it, but because you promised it. You are not limited by natural timelines. And though others may look at my life and see delay, I know you see design. You have been building a testimony out of every trial. You have been writing a story of redemption with every page of waiting. I trust you with the unfolding, so I walk boldly. Even if my knees tremble, I speak faith. Even if my voice shakes, I plant seeds of hope. Even if the ground feels dry, because I know the rain is coming. I know the doors are forming. I know your favor is chasing me relentlessly. Purposefully, powerfully. I do not have to strive to earn it. It is already mine in Christ Jesus. I do not have to beg for what you have already decided to release. And as we remain in this sacred atmosphere, may this prayer not only stir your spirit, but also remind you that God's favor is actively pursuing you. Open doors are not just coming, they are already being unlocked by His hand. If this prayer touched your heart, if even a single word reminded you of who God is and who you are in Him, then I invite you to share it with someone who needs to hear it today. Let this be more than a moment. Let it become a movement of faith, hope, and restoration. Thank you for joining in this divine conversation. Thank you for praying, believing, and standing in faith with us. May your life be drenched in the goodness of God, and may you walk boldly through every door He opens before you. Stay blessed, stay expectant, and stay in His presence, because the best is still ahead.